Greetings. This is my son Goddess 777. This is my son Goddess 777. This is my son Goddess 777. Greetings. I'm not going to be up here long. I just wanted to talk, check on everybody, see how y'all been uh, checking on yourself. Have you been getting in touch with yourself? Have you been going within? Have you been doing any breathing? Have you been grounding? Have you been trying to keep that heart and get that heart as light as a feather? Checking on the family, checking on the collective, checking on my unconditional love tribe out there, checking on the unconditional love tribe. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting. Stop doing that shit right now. Reviews are underway. Thank you to the reviewers. Thank you to the people that's like my tribe that's purchasing the material. Thank you for all the positive feedback on the book. Stop doing that shit right now. I'm very appreciative. I thank everybody for the support. Like I said, this is bigger than me. It's a movement. You know what I'm saying? We are all healing together simultaneously. Some at the same time, some at different times, but we're gonna get there. But we are all in this together. We are all healing together. I'm gonna talk about what I've experienced in the recent blackout. I'm not in Indiana, but it was a blackout not long ago. A couple of years ago, I was in a blackout, and it lasted. It felt like it was a month, but my family member said it was like a week. But I think it was more than a week. I think the blackout matter of fact, actually, I think it was two blackouts, and one was short. It was only a few days, but the people in the other location where my associate was, she was in it, and she was in a house in another location in the neighborhood, and they had the generators running and all of that, but she was really doing bad. And I was like, because she was in the hospital, well, she was in and out of the hospital, had just had like some kind of head surgery. So I was like, you need to come to my place because I have lights. You know, this was a couple of years ago. I experienced sort of two blackouts. One was short-lived. They was like, it seemed like they was testing the different neighborhoods. The first blackout was very short for me. It didn't last that long. And my like I said, my associate, my friend, she had a brain something done to her head where she was in a house and she didn't have any lights. And I was like, you can come to my house because it's cool. And, you know, because I know she was like having surgery, and I was like, you could come over here with me and take a shower and chill out. Anyway, they were without lights, and the people had the generators going in the neighborhood and all that. We was only without lights a couple of days. Come this second blackout, it felt like a month, but my family members said it was only a week. I think we was without lights for 2 weeks. The reason why I say man-made disasters and natural, because I really felt when this happened, honestly, I felt when this happened to us, I felt like it was a test. I feel like that we're being experienced. They say I'm a whatever. All the conspiracies that I done said done came true though. All the people that's been calling me conspiracy theorists, they calling me now like, oh God, you were right. Well, I've been saying we've been being tested and experimented on. Because I felt like that, because I noticed that it was certain areas where the lights were on, and then it was areas right across the street where the lights were off. Then I started hearing people talking. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not in Indiana, but this happened a couple of years ago where I was at the time. It happened where I was at. It was a blackout. I heard them saying that somebody was shooting at the people from Centerpoint. So if I say Centerpoint, y'all know where I'm at, where I'm talking about. So they said that somebody was shooting at the people at Centerpoint. Why would you shoot at somebody trying to fix the lights? I just heard that this happened in Indiana, that somebody was shooting at the light. This is like an experiment. I know it is. And there's other experiments that's going on too. And call me a conspiracy theorist, but a lot of my conspiracies have come true. I know they do stuff to see what they can get away with. And if they see that like you don't do it's no pushback, nobody don't say anything, and we just sit dormant and really don't make a fuss, then they know how they can test it out on a bigger scale. I noticed that when the lights were out the second time around, the length of time the lights stayed out, people started throwing food out. Some people that had generators started bringing out their generators. Some of the people in the neighborhood was talking about going. It really probably wasn't the people that lived in it. It's a lot of people it's be a lot of empty houses, and I guess people from out of the country they have property, and that's not good because when they are out of the country and they don't have people to really manage their properties, it's a lot of squatters that be in these different properties. Well, somebody was saying something about they were gonna go over there where the people that had lights was and kick in the doors. And I'm saying to myself, you really think that people in this state is sitting there waiting for somebody to come in and take their stuff without being prepared? This is a everybody got weapons here. Everybody is carrying. You're not gonna just go in these people's houses and take. Cause I know you're not gonna just come in my house and just take my stuff without a fight. You're not gonna just come. You're not gonna just you. I'm not saying that you might not win. So it's gonna be some battle scars because I'm gonna fight like hell. So I know these other people, and this is a carrying state where these people carry like it ain't nothing. Talking about I'm gonna go over. I was like, I don't even want to be around you. Nobody that even think like that. Like instead of thinking about how can you manage and in the neighborhood you're in and pull together and what can you do, you thinking about going taking some. See, that's the thing is we have to change our mindset now. We have to stop being divided. We're gonna have to get rid of the people that we know we don't need to be around, and we need to get with like-minded people so we can take care of ourselves. It's not gonna be any help. It wasn't really a lot of help when that happened to me. I mean, besides my family and me, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot going on with help. Like you're gonna have to come together as a community and help each other and pull together. They are testing all of us out. God, this happened. I don't know if I was one of the first people on the program or experiment, because I'm sure it's happened other places, but I know that blackout lasted a long time. Even when I went to the motel, I don't know what kind of raggedy shit was going on with this motel, but they didn't even have a generator. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? A motel don't have a backup generator? You're gonna need to be pulling with people and get this. You're gonna need to be. I'm gonna tell you what else happened. I noticed that during this blackout, my iPhone wouldn't work like it should either because the towers were down. Now, you can say, well, that's not gonna happen. I don't trust these phones with these blackouts. You need some kind of what is it? Satellite phone or a flip phone or some way to communicate. I'm telling you, if you have a blackout, them towers is effective. I know it because I done experienced it. Like I felt it before it happened. I actually felt that this was gonna happen, and my family members was like, "You're being paranoid." I was like, "We need to prep. We need to stock up. We need to start like in your water. If the lights go out, the water is not being purified through the systems because the lights are off, so the water you're getting is not being cleaned and stuff. So you're gonna need to be able to produce some type of water that's good and healthy too, and also depending on if you're in an area that's like flooding and stuff like that, when it's flooding and it's runoff and stuff like that, it can get in the water source. So we're really going to have to pull together as a community and figure out how to produce a healthy form of water, because they said that they were attacking the water sources, and they're not going to tell us. They're not going to tell us if that happens. More than likely, it's going to be too late. We don't really know if, you know what I'm saying, if where we are now, if it's happening or not. And this could be an inside job. That's why I put up here man-made or natural. You really don't know. And I noticed that the area where I'm originally from, the PFAS chemicals are the highest in the U.S. from when I checked last year. And they've been that way for a while. Why do the people moving there know that, but the people that's living there don't have water filters and don't know this? And they wonder why they have so many, issues and stuff like that with different health issues. With those PFAS chemicals and stuff in your water, we're not even supposed to be taking baths in this water. We're supposed to be having our water filter, even shower water, because you know that your skin is the biggest organ. So if they want to attack the water and stuff, you don't have to be literally drinking the water to be attacked. You can be attacked through the shower water by the water with you taking a bath and all of that. You know, your bath water can, because your skin is the biggest organ, and you know you absorb through your skin. And what I'm saying is, you know, by that pack of cigarettes that you might think you need, or that, you know, that habit or whatever, you might need to go shopping. Sometimes you can find reasonable ways to purify your water. Like you can use different things like activated charcoal from the hardware. It's ways that we gonna have to come together and find out how to have us another water. I'm just gonna go and tell you. You got these people, these big time viral people that's going over to these other countries and helping these people get clean water. When the state that they are from, the people got the largest supply of PFAS chemicals in the water. Do you know what forever chemicals? If you don't know what that is, you need to look that up. PFAS forever chemicals is not only in our water, it's in our soil and everything. We gonna have to be the savior that we looking for. We cannot leave this earth like this. We can't. We got to think about after we are long gone. Let's say if something happens where we figure out how to live longer than 100 years, or it's possible, because it's not even normal for us to be dying at 80 and 90 or whatever, because they have shortened our lifespans. If you go look in the Old Testament, those people lived for 1,000. They lived up for to be 1,000 years old. So I mean, this sound, you might say I'm talking crazy, but it's actually in the Old Testament. Now I think they tampered with a lot of those books, but those people did live longer than what, you know, we are living now. We think it's a big thing to live to be 100 years old. That's really not a lot of time, you know, upon the earth. And you keep, you know, if it's true what they say about the Matrix, you keep being recycled. But if we find a way to live longer than that, if not, if most of us live a long expectancy, that would be like maybe 80, 90. You know, you're lucky, I guess, to live 100 with this system of what we've been in with the medications and the poisoning and all that. You know, that's all they do is poison the food, poison the water, poison the air, poison every damn thing that we could put in any part of our body, so that we would have. That's what it is, to shorten our lifespan. That's what shortens it. It's not the fact of, oh, somebody told me about the apple. Okay, yeah, Eve. Okay, let's say Eve did bite the apple and God was upset that she got the tree of knowledge. You still supposed to live longer. If they was not poisoning us like they are, we would be living much longer. We would be living much longer and stuff if we wasn't ingesting the wrong types of foods, if we wasn't drinking and getting these chemicals and stuff. And if we was able to filter it out, if we was able to filter it out of our lymphatic system, the heavy metals and the chlorine, chloride, and all that mess, if we was able to filter this stuff out of our bodies, then we would be we would have a longer lifespan too. Not to mention, depending on the poverty levels in the area that you live in, you know, the life expectancy and the quality of life, the supermarkets and the, you know, the pollution and the runoff and the plumbing and the mold and mildew. It depends on even your quality of life of where you live at. Like, if you're living in like certain areas, they target those areas. They don't manage them well. It's molded. It's probably issues with the plumbing. It depending on. Now, I did not see this a lot where I was, you know, from, in those, you know, areas where it might have been like what you call it, lower income or whatever. But in the city, some of these cities, dear God, in some of these cities, I said it. The way they let these poor people live, like, I ain't gonna say, and ain't nobody poor. We ain't none of us poor. They just create environments for us and set us up when we born and put us in categories, but we really are not poor. But I'm saying we have a poor mentality, and we think we are. We think we've been slaves. We think we poor. We think we are this and that, and we act like it too. You know, a lot of times I've seen people in survival mode, and I'm like, why are you? And I've been there. I've been in. I'm not even gonna sit there and judge. I've been there before, and a lot of times I'm like, I have compassion because I understand, but at the same time, that is no way to live. That is no way to live. Robbing people. I mean, you afraid of this, afraid of that. You scared of this and scared of that. What in the world is gonna happen? Like, that's no way to live. It's time for us to go within and heal and work on ourselves and start working as, I mean, yeah, it's people you don't like. It's people that don't like me. It's people that I don't like. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to work together with somebody. All that independent shit is not going to work now. It never did work. All it did was make us think in an illusion that we were doing something by ourselves that we shouldn't have been doing by ourselves. When, like my boys say, when they go to the bathroom, they have a board meeting. Everything they do, they have a group meeting, they have a council meeting, they got a board for this, a board for that, they getting counsel for this. We the only people around here. I'm independent, making money, throw your dollars, all that independent. That is an illusion. They never do anything independently. I'm talking about the big time, the people that y'all look up to, the billionaires, and they work together. They work together on doing the bad stuff. They work together when they doing evil. They come together. They have board meetings. They'll have a board meeting right now about what they gonna do to you. And you don't even know it, but they having group meetings. They running tests. They doing evaluations. They doing research. Like, what'll happen if we do this to this group of people? And what'll happen if we do this? I wonder how they're gonna react if we cut the lights out for a week. I wonder what they're gonna do if I'm telling you, they have group meetings. We are always talking about I can do it all by myself. And that's why we where we at. We don't believe in working together as a community, as a group. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it worked. What is that man? What he did? The Dirty Moor, J. Edgar Hoover. Maybe it worked because they said during the '70s that we were thriving, like we was pulling together. We had it going on. It didn't start declining until the '70s. God knows I wasn't born then, but I wish I could. I mean, I want to see that. They said that the melanated communities was really thriving around the set. It didn't really start declining until like after the '70s, man. I'm telling you. So I guess that it must have worked, whatever, when they wanted to divide the community and divide the family and all that, it must have started working around the '70s after they, and some of these people they assassinated were working for them. They won't with us. We had a lot of agents that we thought was on our side, but they really was them people. They just, let me tell you another thing. We always about skin. They make it about skin color at our level so they can divide and conquer us. But at the top, and a lot of them people that we think are enemies, those people done grew up together and they family. They some kin. It doesn't matter. You got people that's of all color. They got the Indian that's working with them. They got the melanated woman and man that's working with them. They got the lunar, and I say that's the European that's working with them. They got all different cultures that they work together with. But down here, they make us think that, we supposed to be fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we the people that they feed off of. But at the same time, I done been through a few natural disasters. I'm telling you, I done been through the floods, the hurricanes. I was sitting on my porch and I could not escape a tornado. But it didn't blow me away. The tree fell on my house, and I thought I could move faster than that tornado, honey. I'm talking about it's right there in my face before I could get up and turn around and go in the house. That tree, it done lifted up the tree just that fast, and I couldn't escape it. But it didn't get me. But if it wanted to, it could have, because I was right there in it. That ain't the first tornado I've been in. And I've been in a few hurricanes. I've been in a blackout. I done been through the flooding after the hurricanes and stuff like that. And the main thing is to try to be prepared. Like, you want to try to have a plan in place where you can't escape no water. It ain't no need in when it start, whatever, you going to try to leave. And you cannot leave in the midst of the storm. Like, you can't leave. You going to have to stay put. Now, if you ain't got no boat or nothing like that or no submarine, you going to have to go to higher ground. That's what I did in a hurricane. I couldn't leave, so I had a house that was on stilts at the time. And that wasn't planned. That was just the house I had downtown or whatever. But it was a house on stilts, and so everybody came to my house and it didn't flood, I guess, because it was high up enough, but I was right there by the river. I was right there by a river, but the house, like I said, the house I had was high up and it was on stilts. So everybody came over and we managed. I was having to go into the job at that time, and I took my family and stayed because I was in the doing the medical work. So the family came, my husband, the kids. They needed me to work, so I stayed on the job. My family stayed there with me, and I worked or whatever. But it's best to have this stuff prepared. If you can pull together with a group of people and get you some type of, I don't know about the gas generators, but you got to get what you can get. You gonna need these blackouts about to happen to a lot of places. I'm telling you. They running tests. They ran a I feel like we were being tested. I just seen how some areas had lights, some areas didn't. Whether it's natural or man-made, we got the pole shift that's happening and the reset that's happening. And a lot of times they try to compete with Mother Nature and Tiamat and Leviathan is moving, the dragon and all that. So they try to compete with that and match that. So we don't know. Sometimes this stuff is natural because it's things going on with the atmosphere. But sometimes it's man-made. They trying to target certain areas and they trying to do their stuff and cut down the population and test people and all this and that. So you got to be connected to really know. Sometimes you can't pin, but you can feel, when it's something that's natural and looking at how if you in touch with nature. But either way, we got to be prepared for this stuff. That means we're going to have to pull together and have a plan. I mean, you're going to have to be, I know when the blackout happened here, the supermarket down the street was throwing food out. They weren't trying to give it to the people. They was throwing that food in the trash can. They didn't have a generator. I'm like, a supermarket don't have, what the hell? Where the hell am I at? Where am I in the U.S.? The supermarket that was throwing food out. Couldn't go to that supermarket. And there's some people that don't even drive. They walk, or if the bus ain't running, they couldn't get to any other location. That's the store that's closest to where they live at. So, I mean, you're gonna have to be able to cook your food without having electricity. You're gonna have to get some stuff off grid. You might gotta cut back. And it's ways, if you look on YouTube, if you don't have a lot of money to prep, that you can start doing it little by little. Even storing and rotating your canned foods and your water, having a packet where you got your stuff, emergency stuff, your driver license, your ID and stuff, that if something happened, gotta hurry up and leave. You got everything prepared. Even having stuff prepared for a few days. Having your solar lights or a charger where you ain't got to plug up and stuff. Having something, having an off-grid way to have, it's a way that teach you how to have electric lights and stuff without having electricity to cool yourself off. And you're going to have to learn off the grid and stuff because nobody is going to come to save you. And you're going to have to pull together with like-minded people. I'm telling you, you're going to have to, all this fussing and fighting and drama, looking at all this drama stuff. You're going to have to take out the time to learn how to save yourself. Ain't nobody going to help you. You're going to be I'm telling you, you're going to be just like them people in Indiana, or you're going to be like them people that was here. Because, I mean, I was really distraught because I'm not going to lie, I didn't have a generator. And I'm like, I've been telling my family, like, look, we need one. They was like, oh, we going to be all right. So that taught me right there to go with my first mind. It taught me to be prepared. It taught me not to trust nobody coming to help me because I'm not used to that. I moved from a place where it's not perfect, but I ain't had no problems with no outages like that there. Matter of fact, I did the research. That place, even though it's full of shit with some stuff, when it comes to the electricity, they got that. They better than the other areas. They top of the line when it comes to the electricity being restored. What I'm saying, when it comes to that issue, they are very prompt when it comes to outages being restored. They have a restoration time that's phenomenal, and I've checked it from across the U.S. They pretty on. I would think that being a smaller town, it wouldn't be like that, but they really on point when it comes to their restoration time. It's better than some other places that I would think that would have it going on with that. Like, no. And the place that I was at where they had the blackout and it lasted like a couple, I said it was 2 weeks, but my family said it felt like a month. And it was really hot. Like, it's very hot where I was. It's like very humid, very hot. It's like hot, humid hot. I'm talking about, it's really hot. So where the lights went out and no air conditioning, Whatever food you had, you got only what 72 hours for the food. You're gonna have to figure it out what you're gonna grill. You're gonna have to have something to cook the food. Some kind of way you're gonna need some coolers, something. You're gonna have to eat. And if you don't have a way to cook or grill, you're gonna have to do sandwiches if you can get to a grocery store, if the grocery store ain't ran out of type of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's time to start prepping food that you can, like learning how to can. I'm learning. I mean, my grandmother used to do it, and I done started back doing that. I done started back learning how to can and about to start canning. Which I'm cutting back on meat now. I'm doing like a cleanse, so I'm not really eating any meat. I'm mostly doing vegetarian, and I have actually seen a difference, which I've done this before. I was vegan for years, but I'm backing up off of the meats because I need to cleanse and stuff, and I'm going into another type of cleanse, so I gotta do like one phase first before I go into this other type of cleanse. But actually, it's time to start doing what you can, and don't overstress yourself or overwhelm yourself. Start doing your breathing, start doing your grounding, start going within. When you connect to nature, you know when these things is coming. Cause I sure did know that something was gonna happen with this blackout that I experienced. I'm talking about it threw me because now I done been through tornadoes. I done been through a couple of tornadoes. I done been through a couple of hurricanes and all that. I'm talking about where the house and stuff be moving and off the rosters. I'm talking about the foundation is shaking tight. Where I done seen the hurricane flatten houses around me. The tornadoes. I done seen the tornado lift up a tree and put it right on the house while I was sitting on the porch. I'm talking about I done been in like the eye of the storm. I done been in a few hurricanes. But I never been in a blackout quite like that, like I experienced a couple of years ago where I was located. And it made me see that like we ain't prepared. Like it was no neighbors that I could really mess with that I mean people could come to me, but who could I go to? Like I don't want to be the only person in the neighborhood that is the help when we should be a community helping each other. Like you might got a bag of this and I got a bag of that. You want to be around people that this one got the bag of this and he might got coals and she might got the meat and he might and somebody knows something. Not just everybody in survival mode, but one person. I'm the only person that's not in survival mode. It can't be like I'm in the wrong. I'm around the wrong people. If I'm the only person that's not in survival mode and I'm the only one that's grounding and meditating. No, I can't save it. I need a team. I need somebody to be at least in the mindset and alignment with me. You know what I'm saying? Where we're going to do this thing as a community. We're going to pull through this as a group. You got a little bit of this, we can share. We can come together and have more. That's the mindset I've had for. It's even better now. So that's where I'm at. I'm not on no well. Fuck them. And they better get it how they live and get it out of the mud. No, I ain't never really been like that. Now I've been in survival mode and I still would help my fellow man, even when I was going through my little survival mode issues and stuff. But you better get around. I'm just saying it's time to think about it because it can happen to you. It happened to me. And I felt it coming. But my family members was like, no, we fine. And like I said, where I was located, the grid is, to me, in my opinion, from my research, the grid is not that good. So it could possibly happen again. But I tell you what, I'm going to be prepared for it. And on top of that, you never can be prepared enough for something where it's total darkness for a long time. Like, you don't have no internet. You got to have your paperwork if you need something off of your. Cause you gotta hope that you can go somewhere and catch some Wi-Fi, cause you can't get anything digital. Cause everything, if the lights are out, you can't do no Wi-Fi internet stuff. You can't even listen. Let me tell you another thing. When I was going to the stores, they couldn't take the card. You had to have cash. You had to have cash because the stores could not use the machines and the card machines and stuff because of the lights and stuff being out. The cards machines were down, so everybody had to have cash at these stores. They had to have cash. And like I said, the cell phones won't popping off like that. I'm like, you need a satellite phone or a flip phone or something where you can just we done got too dependent on this technology and stuff. It's good. It's good to have a sense of how to use it and be knowledgeable about it. But you still have to have balance. We still got to know how to get off grid, y'all. We cannot just be these type of people where if something happened, we crying and want somebody to come and say, we got to get on our shit and be like, look, you got this, I got that. We gonna pull it together and we gonna be all right because we already know we our own savior, our hero. That's a good way to cut down the population. Think about it. If a mug is shooting at the damn light people that's trying to fix the lights, and it's affecting a certain, they don't care about getting a few of them, but if it's affecting a certain group of people, a large certain group of people, and you sitting up there talking about it's time for a change. We not moving right. We not moving. We gonna, like I was telling somebody, I was like, it's time for you to start cleaning up your own communities. Start picking up that. Stop littering and trashing it and build it up with whatever you had, the little bit you have. Try to do something. It don't even take a lot to purify your water. You can do that on a budget. Like, it's not that much as you would think. Everybody thinking like, oh, I gotta go buy $1,000 filter. It's really not that expensive. You can do a makeshift something where you capturing water from this is all water that we breathing in anyway. We in water. We in water. You can capture water from the sky and it's a way to purify it. But you just got to take the time out to do it and take the time away from the bullshit you're doing to think about what am I going to do if I get in this situation? Because it's not a fun situation to be sitting without no damn electricity, without no lights. You got to worry about going get some candles and stuff. And they probably all gone by the time you decide other people don't win. When they get in survival mode and fear mode, they motherfuckers going buy all the flashlights, all the damn batteries, all the candles, all the damn tissue, the bread. I mean, you know how they buy up all the milk and water when they say a storm gonna come so they can raise the stock on the damn milk and shit and the water or whatever. They want to make money. They tell us a storm coming. So a lot of times this shit is man-made. But then, if they think they ain't got no lights, they buying up all the batteries, the candles. I mean, you gotta get ready, and it don't take a lot. Just do it little by little. So you don't get ready, so you don't have to be ready, so you don't have to get ready when these things happen. And think about like-minded people that you can grab them. If it ain't but a couple, look, they say three people is a society, a secret society, ain't it? Get with somebody where y'all can, like that movie. It was a movie that I seen recently, Paradise, where that fine man on Paradise. Lord, let me stop. Anyway. So on Paradise, I seen where them people knew that white man knew that stuff was gonna happen. So him and his friends started prepping. I don't know what it is about them, but I guess it's because they know where they come from. So they be on some damn, they be in survival mode where they prepping. Them people be prepping. I'm talking about them some preppers. They got the kids training when they 3 and 5 years old in the woods. I done lived out in the damn mountains in the woods. They didn't bother me. Only thing that happened one time was the Wi-Fi got cut or wireless. That was the only thing. I ain't had no issues where nobody, you know what I'm saying, trying to hurt my children or didn't want me to live out there. But I was out there basically in the woods, and I would ride by and see them in the woods with the kids, and them kids be training. They been prepping since back in the day because they be knowing. I don't know. They must got somebody telling them like, y'all need to get water. Man, when I did the water treatment and by the ocean, they all had water filters. They was like, we already got water. They all had water. I'm like, why do people that I know ain't got no damn water filters? Them people all had water filters. They preppers. Them lunar people be prepping. They be prepping. They got canned goods and they got all this stuff in their basement, and they got them guns too. So you think you gonna go there and get it? Good luck with that. Good luck. But anyway, we gotta get to the point where we get off all this BS and start building and preparing and cleaning up, so we can leave something better for the next generation and stop thinking about me, myself, and I. That's why a lot of us ain't blessed like we should be. That's why we not happy. That's why we living in hell, because we only think about survival mode. We only think about me, myself, and I. What I'm gonna do? How I'm gonna be all right? What I can get out of this man? What I can get out of this woman? Do they got enough money to make me happy? And is the stuff good? Is the cookies good? Is the peen good? Is I'm not gonna be satisfied? It's always at the end of every damn subject. It's gotta be about me, 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 me. You can't never think about nobody else and giving with good intentions, like doing things out of the goodness of your heart. You always got to be in survival, and that's why you ain't gonna never get nowhere. You ain't gonna never get nowhere being in survival. Everything got to be about a paycheck. Everything got to be about a transaction. Everything got to be about money. Everything got to be about you getting yours, me getting mine. I ain't thinking about nobody else as long as I get mine. That's a terrible way to be. It's not gonna work out in this Aquarius energy. The nodes done flipped. The South Node is in Leo. The North Node is in Aquarius. Okay? So good luck with that. Good luck with that. You're going to have to have your heart light as a feather, and you're going to have to start prepping too. You're going to have to start learning how to do something. Like some things I be like, I need to pay an assistant to do. I have to learn to do it myself. I have to learn things. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's only hard because you got to keep on trying till you get it. It's some things that I have learned this year that I never thought I'd be able to do. And I was like, oh, it's so I be complaining. But when I get my hands down there and get to the nitty gritty and I start repeating it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it like I'm slow and stuff, I figure it out eventually. You know what I'm saying? Even this technology, I figure it out if I really put my mind to it. And I'm not no genius or nothing like some people say I am, but I'm not. I'm not no better than nobody else. I ain't got no kind of crown that I'm floating on the air and all this and that. If I can do it, you can do it too. It's not we are the collective. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling somebody the other day, they was like telling me something that they had went through. I was like, listen, we about got about the same story. We got about, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna be transparent. I told them, I said, I got about the same story. I just be shamed. And I had a lot of pride and a lot of things I wouldn't even admit. But I'm not even like that now. I'm more vulnerable. So I was like, girl, I done been through that too. Like, don't feel like it's just you. We all be going through this. Look, we as women and men all be going through stuff simultaneously. You might have happened to you in 2026. It could have happened to Sally in 2023. It could have happened to Bob in 1995. We all be going through the same thing as a collective simultaneously. We are really one. And we got to start realizing that. And we got to know that this is a spiritual warfare. It's time to pull together. You know what I'm saying? Teamwork. What did he say? Teamwork makes the dream. We're going to have to get prepared. We're going to have to be ready so we don't have to get ready for this stuff. All this divide and conquer and I don't like this one and that, honey, it is much easier when you got a team. That's how it be some dumb ass people. They be inbreds and all that. They work together as a team. I ain't even talking about a certain color neither. It be dumb inbred people in all different classes and cultures and stuff like that. But it don't be that they smart or all this and that and special. It be that teamwork. They got support and teamwork. All that old tough love, get it out of the mud. And if it's somebody harming you and they don't need to be around the kids and the women and harming the women, the children, and even the men, and the boys and all that, they don't need to be in the group. But if it's somebody, I'm going to say group, I'm going to say your empire and your kingdom. I ain't saying tribe and all that, damn that. Because I done seen how them tribes work. Them tribal motherfuckers that ain't our people had kingdoms and empires. But it's time because I done been in the blackout. It ain't fun. It ain't fun, honey. I'm telling you, it is not fun. God forbid it was freezing. I would have been all right. I would have figured it out because I'm kind of an off-grid. I got to get better at it, but I'm an off-grid mug anyway. Like I just sometimes I be like, I just want to go live out in the nature anyway. You know what I'm saying? I be like, I just want to go live off grid. I was off grid, but not technically where I didn't have electricity, but I did kind of go off grid for a while to get in touch with my inside soul. But anyway, natural disasters or man-made disaster. It's time to get ready, be ready so you don't have to get ready, and it's time to pull it together and get off this BS and start thinking about that they're not coming to save us. Some of these people know this stuff is coming. They already prepared. They been prepping for years. They got their underground stuff. They got their generators. They got their water store. They got their food stock. All that. They not gonna give you any. Look at that movie, Leave the World Behind. They not giving you shit. You gonna you they not giving you nothing. You gonna have to make sure you and your group is all right, and you gonna have to have your weapons up and all that. Because if you got people that if they don't have, and they start getting hungry, and they start needing, they coming to take it. So you can't be by yourself thinking that you are, oh, I'm by myself and I just want to be to myself and I'm gonna be all right, me and my dog. Okay, good luck with that. I mean, even if you out in the woods and shit, they're gonna find you. You need a team. You need a team. I don't know what type of team that you're gonna attract, but you need some like-minded people where you don't have to save the world. You don't have to have a lot of people. You need you a team of a few like-minded people that y'all can work together to try to build something for these times such as this is getting ready to come. Because if you see these tests running, they're gonna keep playing. It's like a war on us. It's really been a war on us. But now they done got to the point where they know their time is up. And they like, help them. Like, we really gonna play with them. Like the end game type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like we in the end game. The Hunger Games and stuff. You even see it when you driving and whatnot. You see it like these people got agents everywhere. They got, I mean, it's like the end game, the Hunger Game. You got to be connected to the big mama, righteous father, the son, your ancestors that love you unconditionally. You also got to be going within and tapped in, and you have got to be building your empire and your kingdom. They say the kingdom of heaven is within. You gonna have to get off the BS and get out of that survival mode and tap in so you will know how to move and what to do. If you need to leave or whatever, then you tapped in and the spirit tell you to leave. Your big mama tell you to leave. You leave, you know how to move with your group or whatever. But you gonna have to work on yourself and get yourself right so you can attract the right people. Because a lot of the people that you hang around there, if a disaster go down, they gonna eat you. If they get hungry enough, they gonna eat you because they ain't gonna prepare for nothing but to get high and to take from you. You the source. You the main source. You the main course meal. Everybody feeding off of you. Everybody is draining energy from you. You the main. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room. In the group, you do not want to be the smartest person in the group. You don't want to be the one in the group that got to tell everybody what to do. That control, wanting to be in control now, gonna get you in some mess. You do not want to be the brightest person in the group. You don't want to be the one got to tell everybody what to do. Unless you the leader of a good team. Because if you got a messed up team, how you going to survive what's coming? You the only one that know about the prepping. You the only one that know about getting a generator. You the only one that know about rotating the water. You the only one that know about purifying the water. You the brightest one. That's a lot of work. You better get with like-minded people so that you can have not so much stress on you. A wise counsel. It's time to start looking at yourself and looking at your team. It's time to start looking at yourself, going within and looking at your team, and stop putting the bullshit aside and thinking about the big picture. Like, do I really need to be arguing with this one and that one and bickering about this one? Do I need to be thinking about how to purify some water, like get some life straws or something? What I need to be doing? Is it really that serious? You know what I'm saying? Is that arguing and draining my energy? Do I need to be dealing with this woman or this man now? Do I need to kind of walk away with this and find me a better team? Because if something go down, this mug might be the one that gonna eat me or take me out. Like, are you sleeping with an enemy? Huh? Like, really? Because that's serious. And with what's getting ready to go, what's going on now, if you already in a volatile situation and you know that person's mind ain't right and they already abusive and this and that and other, it's not gonna get no better, honey. It's not gonna get no better now. It's not. I'm trying to tell you. You need to take a look at yourself and do some shadow work, go within, and be ready so you don't have to get ready and look within and look without. Like, who you got around you? What are you like? Are you in the location? Are you in the right around the right people? Cause if not, it's not gonna get no better. If it's like it is now, if it's bad now and something go down with like these disasters and stuff, it gets worse with people, depending on what group you're around. Well, this has been Monster and Goddess 777. Of healing and unconditional love. Please like, subscribe, and share. And also, I would like for you to buy my book, purchase my book. Stop doing that shit right now. You can get it on PayShip. You can get it on PayHip, or you can get it on Kindle, Amazon ebooks. Like I said, be ready so you don't have to get ready, man. These natural disasters, I don't know if they man-made or whether some of them are natural, but it's a reset coming in. You know, they always trying to play in these times. This has happened before, what, the 1700s and stuff? The fault line thing, the disasters has happened before. This is not the first time that we had a reset. This is not the first time that we have had nature doing this thing. And we can either just sit and wait to be saved and keep being hit, or we can take matters into our own hands. We can be connected and pull together and work through these times. And it's time to start getting out thinking about getting out the grid anyways. It's time to build our own stuff anyways. Like, really. It's time. It's past due time. It's past due time. These people are crazy. What the pastor man say? These people are crazy. People are crazy. I mean, it's time. It's been past time. So, this has been My Son Goddess. Please like, subscribe. My Son Goddess 777. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please purchase. Stop doing that shit right now. It's a healing recovery book. I have the 5 healing videos with the ebook on PayHip, and it's the ebook on Amazon and Kindle. I want to thank everybody for the reviews. Thank you for the support. I thank the organizations. Like I said, thank everybody for supporting My Yacht Simple. We got some things coming. And we got some big things coming. Just trying to attract, not sell, but trying to attract like-minded people, attract empire building, kingdom building people. And it's past time for us to get it together. We ain't gotta be perfect, you know what I'm saying? It's time to start thinking with the right mind. Like, we don't have to be suffering. You don't gotta wait for nobody to say. Nobody really care. Like, people do care, but they got their own stuff. You gotta work on yourself and care for yourself. And then, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna happen for you. Like, you can't just not do nothing and be talking about it and not doing nothing about it. So please, y'all, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all soon. I'll see y'all next time.